G'day tubers, how are we people? This is part 3 of the BSA 420cc. Like I say, we call it a restoration, it's just a clean-up. Thank you to my subscribers and anyone else who watches it or comments or anything like that. Come to think of it, talking about comments, haven't seen them before and other people probably get them. I get comments, and it's obviously spam or some sort, from people with unpronounceable names, usually ladies of the Asian variety, telling me how much they love me and my videos. Now, that's fine if people want to comment, I don't care what they say. If those people are watching this, I don't expect me to respond because I'm not going to. You know what I mean? It's just a shame that the internet and all this sort of stuff has to go that way, but people have got to spoil it. But anyway, having said that, I hope everyone's well and hasn't got the China virus. So let's get right into this. It's just reassembly. It's going to be a short one. It doesn't, because I can't sit there filming it for, I haven't got a tripod, proper tripod, that sort of thing. So it's heavily edited, of course, but you'll get the idea. So let's hook right in, guys. Well, reassembly time, tubers, as I said. We've just sort of made a quick little start. Just put the cam in and the followers, as you can see. Remember to exhaust and inlet, so always put things back the same way they were, unless of course you've replaced them for new. Yeah, cam went in, cam's easy enough. That shaft holds it and it's got that pin located in that slot. Just remember, between the back of the cam there and the housing is a spacing washer, so you've got to put that in as well. And cam's rotating quite freely, so what we're going to do now is put the valves in the head and start checking for clearance. There's no adjustment on the valves or the push rods. You've got to do it via shims under a little cup, which is these things, which fell out, if you remember, during disassembly. There it is, you can just sort of see it. Yeah, little shims going under that, from what I can gather, and depending on how thick you make them, changes the clearance. So yeah, we've got to do a little bit of mucking about with that. We'll see how we go. Well, the valves are in, guys. Very easy to do. I saw another video on YouTube on one of these from an Aussie 50, I think he calls himself. And he was doing one of these, and he actually showed how to, the quickest and easiest way to do these, put these springs in and the clips. Or it's like a little horseshoe, and all he did was put a spanner up in there and just push down. How simple is that? So great idea. So thanks, Aussie 50, whoever you are. Doing valve clearance, guys. There's a little cup and there's a little shim. Now, I did the calculations and I needed about a 10th hour shim to give me the right clearance. Now that is a piece of old feeler gauge. Why I chose that is because it's probably hardened, and it gives me the exact measurement, and it was only an old piece of feeler strip. So the theory is you put that in there and that should take up about 10th hour of the clearance. I just trimmed it with a pair of them and seemed to work a treat, so we'll keep going. Well, the shim trick seemed to work, guys. Came up with a very nice 6 or 7 on the exhaust and a tight 4 on the inlet. So yeah, intake's got to be 4, exhaust has got to be 6, so the little shim's worked out. Once again, we'll see what happens when she's running. Once the crankshaft seals are installed, guys, and the seal for the Magneto drive and governor, yeah, we can continue. Now make sure on the cam gear there's 2 dots on those cogs or teeth and 1 on the crank. So you put the 1 in the crank in between the 2. Also notice there's another one over here which helps you time the governor gear, and the mark is on, where's the bloody mark on it? Oh, that little dot there. You line those 2 up and that times the Magneto drive. So yeah, just a couple of things there, but of course if you don't time it, she won't bloody well go. Timing cover's back on, guys, as well as the governor and its associated brackets. Just a new gasket with a bit of Celastic behind it. I'm not a big fan of Celastic, but on an old engine like this, you know, the machining, it could be a bit old and this sort of thing. And being English, it'll probably leak oil anyway. So yeah, we just put a smear of Celastic along inside there. New gasket. Made sure the drive for the Magneto was timed. And yeah, it went on nicely. Plenty of pre-lube on the crank. Main bearing journals there, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, plenty of the assembly lube, which you've seen before. Yeah, so we'll continue. Must be doing something wrong, guys, because this thing's absolutely falling together. I haven't put the pressure, well, it's not a switch, but the little pressure thing, haven't put that in yet. I want to prime the oil pump before I try and start it, just so I know it's got oil in there. That's just, I think it's just an indicator. I think that pops up when the engine starts, showing that it's got oil pressure. Cylinder went on beautifully. New spring washers under all of these too, guys, same as all right through there. I chucked all the old ones out. They were rusted, half of them were broken, all that sort of thing, so no big deal to put a few new washers on it. Clearances are done, as you know. We can just about put the little rocker cover on, if you want to call it a rocker cover, and yeah, it's going together really easy. Just about to install the piston, guys. Just looking at it, cleaned it all up. The word Paulson is on top, and 414LX, it must be the manufacturer of the piston, I'm guessing, I don't know. And maybe a part number. The front goes to the where any pulleys or whatever bolt on. So basically the piston goes in that way. Same thing, stagger the rings about 120, the openings 120 degrees apart. Couldn't find out any more about that bottom oil control ring, so it's going back in how it came back out. Must have been running all right for all these years without it, so it's going back in with it, without it. So if it's got no compression or something, or uses a lot of oil, well, we'll know why. Anyway, let's see what happens. Well, as I said, tubers, this thing's falling together. Just put the Magneto in, and it all seems to be rotating. I haven't checked the spark yet. I'll wait till I get a flywheel on it. As I say, she's rotating over very nicely. Yeah, going together real easy. It's yeah, pleasure to work on, an easy engine to reassemble. Cylinder heads on, guys. Went on nicely once again. Just tighten them down evenly. Don't, you know, start on one and then go to the next and go next. Just pull them down nice and evenly. I couldn't find a tension, so I just made them FT. Most of you know what FT is. It's effing tight. Yeah, so yeah, we'll keep going. It's looking good, and it still turns over. Flywheel's back on, guys, and we have a good healthy spark. I just tried it, so yeah, and that's off that inertia thing, or whatever they call them on these bloody Magnetos. I don't know, but yeah, it's got a good spark. Well, we're just about back together, guys. Petrol tank, air cleaner, it's got to be all oiled up, of course, yet. The Magneto as well, but yeah, it's starting to look like an engine. It's certainly a little bit cleaner than what it was the last time you saw it fully assembled. Hopefully it'll go. Seems to have good compression and that. Carby, exhaust, all that went on really well. Got to put all the, oh, that's what I've got to do, put all the governor linkages on, still got all them. They're all cleaned up, ready to go. A couple of brackets, but that'll about do it for today. But yeah, we're starting to look like an engine again, guys. So I even bunged a new plug in it, but we've got good spark, as I said. Well, that's the tank back on, tubers. Came up all right. I had to cut some new rubber strips to go under the straps.
The old one was like a bit of cardboard or something, or bloody asbestos or something stupid. It was no good anyway. Had to put new bolts in the clamps or the straps. They're not the original ones. The original ones are unserviceable. I tried to use all the original stuff where possible, but somewhere along the line I had to have some new ones. So yeah, so that's just about it. We're going to oil it up and juice it up and see if it goes. Well, that's it, tubers. The BSA 420cc is finished, except for the float. It tends to flood itself a little. Once it's going, it's all right, but it tends to flood itself a little bit when it's not going. Put the stickers on. So yeah, that's that. It's a bit dark. Come up all right, so we'll put that over on the mighty shelf next to the other one.
Well, as I say, guys, that's it for the 420cc. She come up pretty well. Yeah, well, when I first tried to start it, the compression's phenomenal, by the way, very hard to pull start. It backfired out the carby and that. I thought, yep, I'm 180 degrees out on the Magneto. Turned that round 180. First pull, went straight away. So yeah, good old English engines for you. Not. No, it seems to go all right, and that needs a lot of tuning, but I can't tune it too well because it's got a dicky float, and it's tending to make it run a bit rich in that. So anyway, if anyone's got a float out there, I'm more than happy to buy it. But yeah, we'll keep going. We won't be doing any more engines this side of the new year. I'm going away early in the new year to do some volunteer work up in New South Wales. So, yeah, take care, people. Thank you to my subscribers and viewers and anyone else who helps in any way. Keep away from the China virus, and we'll talk to you soon, guys.